On this 2019 to 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with the 5.3 gas engine, P0089 is a fuel pressure regulator performance code. In plain terms, the controller may be seeing high-pressure fuel control that does not line up with what it expects. The truck may crank longer than normal, start hard, hesitate, lack power, stall, or just turn the light on.
Keep the fault area broad at first. Possible high-pressure pump or regulator trouble, fuel delivery restriction, or leakage, injector issues, fuel quality, or a mechanical drive issue affecting the pump. Start with the basic system checks, then follow a structured diagnostic approach instead of jumping straight to a part.
Treat the monitor gates and the actual testing as separate pieces of the diagnosis. For this code family, the monitor expects baro greater than 70 kilopascal, 10.2 psi, fuel pressure sensor greater than 275 kilopascal, 40 psi, fuel temperature from -12 to 132 degrees Celsius, 10.4 to 270 Fahrenheit. IAT sensor warmer than -12 degrees Celsius, 10.4 Fahrenheit, and ignition voltage greater than 11 volts. Once those gates are met, the monitor runs continuously after greater than 10 seconds. For P0089, the setting logic is fuel pressure regulator 1 command not within a calibrated range for greater than 10 seconds. That tells us this is a command versus performance check. Turn the ignition on with the vehicle in service mode. Before chasing P0089 by itself, make sure there are no other relevant engine timing, cam and crank, fuel pressure control, fuel pump control, or sensor codes set. If other codes are present, check what they mean first. If they are not set, move on to cranking the engine for 10 seconds and verify the engine is running. If it will not run, go into the fuel system testing path rather than continuing the running checks. With the engine idling, watch fuel rail pressure sensor 1. At idle, it should be 3.9 to 9.7 megapascal, 565 to 1407 psi. If it is outside that range, move into circuit and system testing. If idle pressure is in range, use the scan tool to command fuel rail pressure increase and decrease. The fuel rail pressure sensor 1 value should change with each command. If it does not respond to the commands, that also sends you to circuit and system testing. If the idle pressure and commanded response both look right, clear the DTCs and verify the system under load. Accelerate to wide open throttle until the transmission reaches the 1 to 2 shift. Do that only under safe conditions, obey traffic laws, and do not make a maneuver that risks vehicle control. During that check, fuel rail pressure sensor 1 should be 14 to 17 megapascal, 2031 to 2466 psi. If it's not in that range, go to circuit and system testing. If it is in range, reproduce the operating conditions for the code or the captured conditions from the last failure and confirm P0089 does not reset. If it stays gone, the check is complete. If P0089 fails verification, turn the ignition off and inspect for the mechanical and fuel side problems that can cause the pressure control error. Look for a high-pressure fuel pump that is binding, sticking, stuck, or loose, injectors that are leaking or restricted, a camshaft position actuator that is binding, sticking, or stuck, a direct injection fuel rail or fuel feed pipe that is leaking or restricted, contaminated or poor quality fuel, and a fuel pressure regulator that is binding, sticking, or stuck. If any of those conditions are found, repair or replace as necessary. If those checks do not find the problem, gain access by removing the valve lifter follower and inspect the camshaft lobes. The visual inspection is through the access where the component is mounted. If the camshaft lobes are worn or visibly damaged, replace the camshaft. If the lobes do not show that condition, continue with testing the high-pressure fuel pump. With the ignition off, disconnect the high-pressure fuel pump electrical connector. The specified resistance checks are for components at room temperature. Test between control terminal 1 and control terminal 2. The reading should be 0.3 to 2.0 ohms. If it is not between 0.3 and 2.0 ohms, replace the high-pressure fuel pump. If it is in range, test between each terminal of the component and the component housing. That test should show infinite resistance. If it is less than infinite resistance, replace the high-pressure fuel pump. If it shows infinite resistance, the pump passes this electrical check. After the repair, verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. The key takeaway on P0089 is to prove pressure at idle, prove pressure response to scan tool commands, verify pressure under load, and only then move into the mechanical, fuel quality, cam lobe, and pump electrical checks. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.